What is good, guys? Welcome to episode 29 of the Art Meets Culture podcast. I am your host, Ade Sanusi, aka Sanusi the First. How is everyone today? I know it's been a massive, huge, impactful week, a heavy week also. Seeing the protests around the world, seeing the impact that we are making as a culture, as a people. I love that. It's incredible. Let's keep pushing. Doing these, a lot of people think that these protests are not working, but clearly they're working. But it's always also annoying that it had to get that far for us to make the changes that were supposed to happen, time ago. Do you know what I mean? For fairness and equality, and to matter as a people. So salute to everybody who's making those efforts. We are here in support. We love you, and keep on pushing. Today's episode is going to be another impactful one, a great one. It's with the artist Rawooh from Chicago. We also talked to his art agent and gallery owner Matt from artist Replete. He's been on here before when we spoke to Trip One a few weeks back. And yeah, it's just more great conversations, with our international guests. So before we get into that, we're going to go through a couple things, just a couple of conversations, that I've had this week, and the importance of still impacting our culture, our platform daily. Our importance in culture, I personally see it, in terms of what we're doing. Why I started, the whole entire platform, was clearly that I didn't know who looked like me in this business, in this art game. And I just created it just out of the love, and two, I wanted to be a beacon and a representation to, the youngsters coming up, that they can get into art, that they can be, art dealers, that it looks cool. Do you know what I mean? Whereas and it's impactful. Of course, you make your money through it and impact culture. But there was no one who I saw barring Jay-Z, who made it a little bit cooler to get into art, while I really was shunning it. Also ASAP Ferg as well. Shout outs to him. They made saying certain things, and Kanye West and Pharrell, sorry, I'm missing those names, to say, saying things about, certain artists in their raps and everything like that. These guys inspired me, to create that, and in terms of the business, I didn't really see anybody who was just like that, on that vibe. So, I put myself out there and, just, push these events, push these artists, help them, support them in their endeavors. And it's great to see the impact that these artists are having on culture right now. Do you know what I mean? And we've been a part of that, and I'm very thankful and grateful that has happened. Do you know what I mean? But seeing everything that's happening now, I don't like to use my platform to, I don't want to say bash other platforms or anything like that. That don't look like me, rather, to make that clear. A lot of these platforms, who are run by, white establishments, their support has been visible, but I've just known in the past, and why I go so hard for mine. Because I know they've never supported it with this energy ever. So to me, it just feels a little bit trendy, and I think I'm ranting and just, I'm trying not to sound negative about it. Like, they're doing whoever the platforms are, they're doing their things, but it's like, why now? Why did it take someone's death to now just be like, oh, we're with you? You know what I mean? You should have been with us from day one. And sometimes I'm just like in the moment of just, I don't really want it. That, you know what I mean? You're just putting yourself out there because it just feels a little bit desperate, and it don't feel authentic. It doesn't feel authentic at all, you know what I mean? And it's just that I think people just feel as though they can just throw money on it, do a black square and everything like that. It's not enough. That's not enough. Do you know what I mean? There has to be, you know, some diversity in your recruitment policy. There has to be, you know, black people, I don't want to say people of color, black people who know the culture, who've lived by it, in these spaces. You know what I mean? We know what we've done. You know what I mean? But it's just I don't want to say it's a mini rant either, but it's just what I'm observing and what I'm feeling, and I wanted to express that because I just feel as though it's like you wasn't with us in the trenches, and now you're only doing it because it's cool and it's so evident and it's so clear. It's super clear. But you know, shout out to, you know, establishments who, you know, have been supporting, you know, our culture. You know, Artist Replete is one of them as well. But shout out to you all who just done it since day one and not just hopped on to it because it's cool. You know, that's why I make sure I have important conversations with people who are about the culture, not just to use it, because we clearly know who's using it. You know, that comes from art, music, film, everything, sports, fashion, everything. And we see that very clear. So so what are we going to do about it, which is usually the question. You know, we're accelerating our mission now, not rushing, accelerating. There's many things that I wanted to do this year, and I thought it was going to happen in each calendar month, but evidently, you know, coronavirus hit. Again, you know, we accelerate the podcast, so now we're going to accelerate again and do some impactful things that's going to change and level up what we're doing. You know, I'm thankful and grateful to have amazing mentors who I can have conversations with just about what I want to do, what I plan to do. Amazing people who, you know, advise me accordingly, and I'm thankful for that. So thank you all. You know, shout out to Dee, shout out to Joshua, shout out to Scott, my guys who, you know, who I reach out to always, who help me focus heavy on the mission. And, you know, there's going to be some beautiful things coming through that. So from July, something's going to happen this month, which I'm going to get into, but from July, the store will be open. We will be taking pre-orders for one of our t-shirt series. I don't want to give too much, but it's dope. That's all you need to know. It's dope. And we'll be doing pre-orders for those. You know what I mean? We'll be emailing out if you pre-order early, or if you sign up, we'll give you a discount code when you buy 2 of the items. But yeah, it's gonna be incredible, and I cannot wait. You know what I mean? I've got some major plans for how we're going to be doing drops. We're going to be doing drops. It's going to feel like, you know, Supreme. It's going to be feeling like, you know, Nike. It's going to be feeling like, you know, so many dope brands that have come out and done drops, you know what I mean, over the past, you know, years. You know, obviously, you know, I'm a lover of streetwear, you know, stuff like that. So you're going to see some great things from us dropping every single month, and that's the mission. Every single month there's going to be something, so we want you to be a part of that, man. That's going to be phenomenal. In June, which is this month, we're going to be doing something that's going to, you know, continuously make us different. You know what I mean? Obviously, we do events, and we will be announcing. We'll be doing an event, not event announcement, but event call out very soon. So be on the lookout for that if you're an artist listening around the world. Hit the mic. But this next step, you know, it's going to be a great one, and it requires all you artists. It requires, you know, so many tools, but we don't want to say too much. But you will see the announcement very soon this month, and I'm saying this month because it's going to happen this month. We're not dilly-dallying. We're not doing that. Let me drag it out. No, it's happening this month. You know what I mean? So but yeah, all you need to know is we're going to tell amazing stories. We're going to, you know, push culture forward, lead culture forward, because we don't intend to follow anyone. We intend to just lead and push, but you're going to see the impact that we're looking to push, and it's going to be an amazing thing that nobody's seen before. People have dabbled into it, but they haven't put their heart and soul into it. And if anybody knows me, I put my heart into soul, everything I do. So when I'm going to do this, I will be contacting several artists. We'll be contacting artists around the world. We've got something special coming. So salute to you. And if you want to be a part of it, I will be doing a call out for that very soon. But yeah, I'm just inspired by a few things that that triggered that even more. So yeah, that's that from me. I believe we should now, get into the podcast. And yeah, thank you for listening to the last episode as well, and previous episodes, and giving feedback to that. It's always great to, hear and see, the responses. So salute to you all. So let's get into Rawooh, amazing artist, from Chicago. He doesn't do interviews, and he was very reluctant to not do one, period. And through convincing, through Matt, he said, let me do this one. So I feel very honored and grateful that he's done that. So again, thank you, brother, for hopping on and doing this interview. I love your art, I love your passion, I love your story as well, and I want you to keep pushing, bro. He's inspired. He spoke to us, and you hear it in the podcast. He's inspired by, fashion magazines, such as Vogue. And ironically, everyone's doing a Vogue challenge today. And I see some art pieces that we've been recently tagged in. And he was kind of a pioneer of that, I would like to say. Do you know what I mean? Seeing the interest in fashion magazines, the old school style of advertising and everything like that. So yeah, man, salute to you, because back in the day, there wasn't really photographers doing certain ads. It was more illustration. So he takes his inspiration from that. But I'm running off in a tangent because I'm just remembering the amazing conversation that we had. But yeah, let's get into it. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Rawooh. Thank you, everyone, for supporting and listening. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, and share this podcast. Salute to you all. I appreciate you all. That is that. But we will be back with an episode next week. Usually we would do 2 episodes a week, but due to the focus, being on Black Lives Matter and the impact that we want to have for our community, I've just been accelerating and focusing on that. But we'll be getting back to regular programming real soon. So don't you worry, we're still here. We're still pushing, and we will overcome and we will rise. But yeah, let's get into it. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rawooh and Matt. They definitely put their money where their art is. We definitely put our money where our art is. You know the vibes. Let's go. Good. Just literally locked in now. How's things?
Everything's good, man. How are you?
Yeah, man. Happy to have you back on. But yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so the cool thing about this episode is Rawooh is he's a pretty quiet guy, so he likes to kind of just keep on the low. But he agreed to do this, which was cool. I had to convince him a little bit, but he eventually became down. He's a street artist, by nature, originally a graffiti artist, and that kind of world is, you kind of remain anonymous, and he's it seems like he's lived by that code. Is that correct, would you say?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So, that's kind of the code he's lived by.
Nah, definitely. I appreciate that. And it's like, I definitely get it, because I see a lot of graffiti artists around London and they never show who they are at all. So it's quite rare. I think I've met one, but that was so rare. I caught him doing it. So I got him in the I was like, yo, you do art? He goes, yeah, but I don't really like to talk too much about it. So I definitely get it. And I appreciate you coming on the podcast as well, man. I know it was a little bit.
Oh, man, no problem, bro. Thank you.
I appreciate that highly, man.
For sure, man. So what's going on? How's the weather over there in London?
The weather it's been nice for these past couple of days. And I think, our quote unquote government, who's supposed to be doing their job, are saying, lockdown is eased, but it's not eased. Parks are full, beaches are full. So it's pretty interesting, but I guess people just want to get back to their lives.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think we're supposed to. I guess it's like phase 3 over here in
Mhm.
June, which
Yeah.
means like outdoor seating, like private fitness classes are cool.
Okay.
They're kind of easing back into it. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes though.
Oh, definitely, man. Because we need to keep moving and start connecting around the world appropriately, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, let's kick this thing off. So Raul, tell us how you got started into the art game.
Wow, it started a while back ago in grammar school. I was always into comics. I was always into I would always like flip through fashion magazines and look at all these
Mm,
illustrations.
amazing.
So it's pretty much an accumulation of my boredom
Mm,
and just my surroundings and hanging out with the people I did. I was usually always like the art guy.
yeah, I
It's
know.
like
I know
middle school, you
many.
think?
What you said?
Yeah, it's like middle school.
So like middle school, I guess. Yeah.
So around middle school, you were like, that's when you started being known as the art guy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Didn't you say you'd like do it on the back of like tests and shit like that? You'd scribble like
Oh yeah,
you'd finish a test and be like, man, like I just want to go back to drawing now. So you turn the test over and you start drawing on the back of the test.
yeah. Like it would always be this thing where the teacher would be like, when you finish with your test, just flip it over. That way they'll know you're finished, and like
Yeah.
that'll be my time to
Yeah,
just
you see this blank piece of paper in front of you flipped over and the time's going on. You're like, man, I just got to get back to it.
yeah,
Start drawing.
and I'll just start like sketching and stuff.
No, that's amazing. And did they even recognize your talent through there, or say, look, you can't do that on your back of your test?
No, they'd write little comments like nice art or something. They were never really like negative about it.
They were like, the test is a C, art A.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're like, the test was gonna be an F, but the art saved it, so we're gonna bring you like to a C.
Right.
Nah, that's amazing. So you started from that period, like you mentioned, like comic books, fashion magazines. What was it? What were the inspirations? Some people will say like Marvel, DC, and then fashion magazines. Obviously, we've got a load of streetwear ones now. Like what ones like stuck in your mind that kept you going creatively?
It was nothing in particular for me. I would always be like an avid reader, so of course comic books was like a good escape.
Mm,
But the images always intrigued me, and the storytelling, the storyboarding. So artists like Jim Lee, Michael Turner, Todd McFarlane, all these guys, like they were like monsters in the game, and they all
mm,
had their distinctive styles, which I found interesting.
yeah,
That and styles that work with the storyline. Some were dark, um, some were more lighthearted, like Marvel. So I always gravitated towards like the darker ones.
okay,
I feel like you get influenced by Vogue a lot. You have a couple pieces that literally say Vogue.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess fashion magazines were like a big part.
But like the older Vogue, right? Like
Yeah, the old
80s Vogue,
like
70s
older
Vogue.
magazine. I was always like after I was into it, I always googled like older magazines like from the 50s. I was always into like the older illustrators of the day, like the golden age of advertising. They never take
mhm.
photographs of the models; they'd illustrate them.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
So all the advertisements were illustrations, and these illustrations were basically all line work. So they basically yeah, I was like super into that. It was basically like a comic book page, but the lines were so elegant, and the brushwork was like beautiful to me. So
I didn't know that, man. That's really cool to think about. I forgot that advertising back then was like,
Yeah.
it was really not like photography really
no,
hadn't
it
come
was
on the scene. Like it's probably those the photography that existed was those like exploding cameras, probably
right.
back then, and
Yeah.
that you probably couldn't get too many images.
No, yeah,
from
like
that.
huge artists,
Yeah.
like Norman Rockwell. They were all like freelance illustrators, and they'd
Yeah.
illustrate covers for these magazines.
Do you think artists were like even more important back then because photography wasn't really huge?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
think so. I think the yeah, since photography, the art of illustration and magazines kind of it didn't die out, but photography definitely took the main.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a interesting transition where the artist was like, kind of speaking the language of the brand, and then as
Yeah.
photography kind of advanced, then from there, like, I made that unfortunate transition.
Exactly. And there's like so many like American illustrators and like Europeans that like influenced me, that I've seen, that I've Googled, I bought books, art books, and that's how I kind of developed the style.
No, that's big. And definitely, even to piggyback off the illustration part with brands, there was like, I remember like old McDonald's ads in old days where it was just images of that perfect family eating a burger.
Right.
Same thing with Coke. Like they really just wanted to portray perfection. Oh, this is our ad. We're just going to draw everybody with a smiley face. Do you know what I mean? So I can't remember when it transitioned into photography, but I definitely remember seeing a load of ads just through books that it was literally about the illustrations of how McDonald's would look like, the first one. I think I saw it off the, have you seen the Founder film?
Yes, with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, that film. So even like stuff like that just kind of clicked into my mind, even
And
from the pinup
that's
girls as
cool.
well. When they used to do, when it was war, they would have the girls in the pinup drawings and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of the stuff was just illustrated without photography.
Exactly.
So mystery is like a big thing for you. Do you know what I mean? Just being elusive and everything. We have a lot of elusive artists in the world.
Super elusive. Sometimes I forget that, like, how elusive he is. Like when I worked with him and he did a 4-story mural here in Pilsen, he deactivated his Instagram. He was like,
serious?
He's like, too many people like hit me up, like, what's the location? Like, this project's gonna take forever. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's the exact reason why. Maybe he can explain why. But
Yeah.
but people were messaging my Instagram to try and like get in touch with him, and I'm just like, I'm not here to be like like an assistant or necessarily. I'm just here to like to echo his voice through his artwork.
Yeah.
So, but he had so many artists. I feel like nowadays they would have a heart attack if they deactivated his Instagram, and he did it like no problem. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to like street art world, and I'm gonna knock this mural out, and I'm just gonna focus on me. And it was pretty cool to see that, because so many people are social media obsessed. I mean, I am a little bit myself, that's just the world that we live in. And to see an artist just like, nope, I'm just gonna deactivate this, and then that was that. So.
Yeah, so that talk to us about I mean, many people like we said before, like many people just want to be seen, but you don't even mind just being, look, I'll draw, then I'll go away. That's it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just basically my personality in general. I consider myself more of a social introvert. I like to be behind the scenes, and I'm a very private person in terms of my personal life. I don't like to mix my worlds in terms of my work life, my art life, my family life. So that's a kind of a code I like to keep in general.
I think that makes this podcast even more special
because nobody knows. You know what I mean?
Dude,
yeah.
Like for a while, I don't think even people like know what he looks like or anything. Like when I first thought I was going to meet him, I thought it was going to be some guy like covered in tats. I'm like looking at his artwork. He's making all these really badass like female pictures. I'm like, this guy's going to be like jacked, covered with tats, maybe some face tats. And then he comes out like this intellectual looking, well-dressed dude. And I'm like, damn, it's like sneak attack.
It's a good disguise. You can say as well. Like, even if people see me, it's like they don't even know if I do art or not. So I like to keep it that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't really a conscious decision to do it on purpose. It's just kind of like who I am, I suppose. Like,
I think the biggest way to look at it is he lets the art do the talking for him. There's so many, I never want to knock anyone's hustle, but there's so many people out there where there's like a really good looking artist, and their selfies get a lot more likes than their actual artwork, and it's because they gotta they gotta work with what they got, and Rawooh he's the opposite. He lets the artwork do the talking,
Yeah.
That's how I like to look at it. Do you think that's a fair way to put it?
Yeah, and yeah, And like you said earlier, I'm not that too connected with social media. Like I could turn it off like whenever I want, and I have.
Yeah.
With the whole mural thing, it kind of just worked out that way. But I was just a point in my life where I'm like, I'm just gonna like disappear for a while, and I like disappearing every now and then. I think it's kind of healthy.
Listen, we wait for Marvel movies; they disappear, and be like, we'll wait for another movie every 2 years. So the art is good. We can wait. Do you know what I mean? Same thing with music albums and everything like that. Like we haven't heard from Jay-Z in a while, so
Kendrick Lamar, where the hell is he at?
You know what I mean? So I'll wait for a Jay-Z album. If it's coming in 2 years, I'll wait. Do you know what I mean? But at least we have something that we can see and be a part of for that moment in time. Do you know what I mean? So you're not into that speed of everything. You're just in your own pace. So that's very good. You know what I mean?
I think it's also made for a great like business relationship because he's willing to trust me to handle that aspect, so he doesn't have to. You know, like I never want to be the guy to saying like, I'll take care of your sales. Like, I got it. Like I want an artist to have freedom to do whatever they want. So if they got clients, they want to knock them out for sure. But I think it's been a great business relationship between us as well because he's put that trust in me where he can just, he can disappear, and then I got his work online, and I can post it, I can talk about it, and he doesn't have to necessarily work on that aspect. He can focus on developing his craft.
Yeah. Plus, I don't like dealing with people, so whenever I get a chance to be like, oh yeah, this is my representative. Just talk to him.
Yeah,
I always take that cop out.
On that note, if you've DM'd Rawooh and he didn't even respond, he didn't ghost you. He's just not about that life.
Yeah. I'll hardly check them. Every now and then I'll check them, but no, not really.
And even like as months go by, there's been times I'm like, hey bro, what are you up to? And he'll take a couple of days to respond, but I never take offense to it. I'm like, I'm your right hand man. Where you at, bro? I never take offense to it because I know that's part of who he is. So if you want to take like a week to respond to like an email or a text or something like that, I'm like, then that's cool with me because I embrace the type of his style of who he is.
Yeah, and that's something to like respect, because somebody would get offended of you not even paying attention to them and stuff like that, but you understand your client, and it just showcases a phenomenal relationship between the both of you. How has that partnership between the both of you been, and how has that grown on to great things?
For me, it's been great. I've been lucky enough to be able to represent him on his first solo show. I've been lucky enough to work with him as he, did the 4-story mural in Pilsen. And, I've been lucky enough to have him in my arsenal of artists where, where a very serious gig comes up and I have someone who could match that talent that they're looking for. He regularly does work for, businesses like Sofitel Hotel, which is a pretty big hotel here in Chicago. It's an international hotel. It's bigger in Europe actually than it is here, but he's regularly done murals there, and they look forward to working with him every time just because of the type of work that he can execute. So on my end of things, it's been incredible because I have that person that the clients are looking for. They don't know that they're looking for, but they say, hey, we're looking for this sort of imagery. Do you have anyone? And I'm like, man, I have the perfect guy, so it's been great.
For me, it's been like really good too, because I have a day job, and my day job entails a marketing aspect, but I do it for other people. So when it comes to me, I'm terrible at it. So I could always ask Matthew, like, can I have you post something for me, or just do something marketing wise, and he's always like obliged to work with me on that end.
Okay, no, that's amazing, and it's great to see there's a clear partnership in that. You know what I mean? In that he's supporting you.
It extends beyond the artwork too. We've been jogging buddies, so we're about to, after this podcast, we're about to go for a jog. We're gonna see if we can hit 7 miles.
Yeah. I wanted, because I've been running as well. So I did a 6K run. And I was just like, should I just message a bunch of
artists? That's like, was that 8 miles? Six? How much is that?
I wouldn't even be that accurate. I'll Google it whilst we talk. But Yeah, I was thinking of connecting with a few artists and be like, look, I just want to run, and let's see how many people in the art community we can get running. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's
Yeah.
7K is about 4.35 miles.
Okay,
Um,
nice.
so you're not doing 8 miles, you say?
Not there yet. We did 6. We did 6 like what was it, like almost a week ago?
Yeah.
And we're gonna do 6 again. But if we're feeling good, we're gonna go for that 7. So
Yeah, why not? Listen, why not? I wouldn't
yeah,
mind
I
doing
got to
so.
do other things right now with this COVID-19 going on.
Yeah.
So I think if anything, it can be a good thing that there's like not all these distractions where bars and stuff are open. But speaking of bars, I want to say one of the most interesting things about Rawooh is this guy he'll do napkin art at bars, and occasionally
Yeah, I saw that on the page.
yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
he'll be able to trade sometimes his napkin art for his drink tab.
Really?
He can speak more on that, but like, so his napkin art sometimes has gone as currency at certain bars.
That's
From what
insane.
from what I understand, is that correct to some level?
It's happened a few times. Most of the time, I'll just leave it there for someone just to pick up
Hmm.
or throw away, whatever they choose.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely happened where I'll like trade or something with the bartender.
That's mad. Do you
Yeah.
leave your at there? You leave your at name?
No, I don't leave anything. I just leave the.
You're super mad of mystery. I love that, man.
Yeah.
So mysterious. You'd be like, oh, whose art is that? But at least you're almost still creating stories. And like you got those legendary stories. Oh, there used to be this guy, man. He would just come into bars, draw on napkins, and then he would just disappear. Do you know what I mean? You have those kind of stories, and I love that. Do you know what I mean?
He's definitely got that going on.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I've been like here and there with people. So
Yeah. Don't worry,
Well,
you're in conversation about art somewhere in this world where you left the napkins, you know?
yeah, for sure. When we did his first solo show, he pretty much sold out of all the napkin arts. I think we did like $80 or $100 or something like that
Wow.
for a napkin. It was in a little frame too, and it sold out. Like everyone bought a napkin.
yeah,
Because that was like part of his like persona. So yeah, we've been thinking about doing more stuff like that in the future. I don't want to like give away any secrets, but definitely want to go that direction on a different style. But I'll keep you posted more on that.
Nah, definitely. I'm
Yeah.
down. I love like seeing new things. So definitely I look forward to that. Um, you paint on a lot of murals, big walls, big buildings, you know what I mean? Do you have a massive joy for it? Do you know what I mean? Of a canvas or napkins? Because you're painting on something public that everybody can see. Do you know what I mean? What's the joy behind that?
well, I like it all. Of course, like the bigger the mural, the more satisfying in terms of gratification.
Mm,
But I like to keep it where I could basically paint or draw on any surface, whether it be like brick, napkins, cardboard, wood. I don't want to constrain myself to one style or one medium.
yeah.
So the more materials I get in my hands to express what I'm feeling that day, the better for me.
Mm.
And if that day is gonna be a big ass wall, so be it.
No, that's amazing. And you've partnered on doing some epic wars. I'm seeing that you've done the Borussia Dortmund piece as well. How did that come about?
That came out with I got a message on Instagram through this one organization that kind of curates murals
Mhm.
on a specific area of Chicago. So they contacted me and they asked me to collaborate with 2 other Chicago artists. And I really looked up to these artists. So of course I said yes. So we basically did like a whole pretty much block of just the soccer art, but in the Dortmund colors and style.
You're a football fan or a soccer fan, rather? We're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. I played football, soccer since I was pretty much walking, 3, 4
Okay,
years old.
what position? What position?
Left center.
Okay, okay.
But
Me,
I was always I was everywhere. At one point, I was like a left back. For
Yeah.
yeah, like I played all my life, so pretty much I played every position there is except for goalie.
Yeah, which nobody wants to play, but it's good, that there is some interest in football as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Who's your premier team?
Chelsea, man.
Yes. Okay. Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
no, but
I always geared towards the Gunners, but
yeah,
Chelsea.
nobody likes us. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with that. And in my area, there's like a massive Arsenal fan base. So it's just like, do I wear the shirt on this day, or
Right.
just keep it underneath? Do you know what I mean? When we have game day, but
Exactly.
yeah, football is massive here, man, as you've seen. But there's no football at this moment. Well, hopefully there will be in the near
Yeah.
future.
Exactly. Yeah. All the tournaments have been postponed, but
Yeah,
yeah, here pretty much my childhood, Monday through Sunday was all soccer days.
yeah.
Um, so that was a big part of my childhood, and even now I'll play here and there.
Yeah. What's your background country wise?
My parents are both Mexican.
Okay. So how is it expressing that sort of art field to your parents? Because some parents are really not on their kids doing art, period. It's usually go get that serious job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's never been really an issue for me because I do have a day job, and
Okay.
they've always been supportive of
Mm.
the art I do.
Yeah.
You know, my mom is like, I like to joke, she's my biggest collector, even though she gets everything for free.
Yeah.
She's pretty much my biggest collector, which is
That's
dope.
amazing.
She likes my art, and yeah, they've always supported me with that. But I've also done pretty decent with my personal life and my day job, so
That's amazing.
I never really had to worry about that.
He
Yeah.
usually he's good about kind of sneaking in his background on some pieces, like that piece we have here in Pilsen, that large one. He has like a made in Mexico sticker on the piece.
Okay.
You know? So, but it's not like a huge one, but it's like a little nuance in there.
Yeah, I like to with every piece I do, I like kind of to add little Easter eggs here and there. But like I said, it's more of I'll let the art do the speaking for me. So I don't really
That's
talk
amazing.
about. Yeah, I don't really talk about my personal life, but I leave a lot of myself in the artwork I do.
Which is great. I mean, you get to drop gems and drop your culture in some pieces as well. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm starting to watch what's it called? But I know it's based on Mr. Cartoon, and he's like very big in LA, Latin American guy as well.
Yeah.
And it's just, I love how they still bring their culture in terms of how they paint. And my missus is Latin as well, so she's super passionate about everything Latin. So there's a lot of
Nice.
behind what you guys do in terms of your craft. So I appreciate that heavily.
Right. Yeah. He's like a super dope artist too, Mr. Cartoon. So yeah, he's a heavy hitter for sure.
Yeah, man. So I mean, where do you see yourself, in the next few years with your art?
Just to never be satisfied with where I'm at in terms of style or my place in like the art world. I always want to evolve in terms of where I'm at. So just to never be satisfied, and wherever that takes me, that's where it takes me.
It's a bittersweet sense.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like little pats on the back for yourself, and then like, all right, what's next?
Exactly. I don't like setting expectations with art with people in general. So I'm more of a whatever happens kind of person.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, I've gotten that through, well, now a third time having conversation with artists. They don't really necessarily have this ultimate goal, but they're just taking it day by day. And I think it's just a testament to just the freedom of expression in terms of what they do. Nothing's calculated when it comes to art. The second it's actually calculated, I think that's when it won't be fun no more.
Yeah, you kind of like put yourself in a box. So I'm not really about that. I kind of always want to like grow in terms of where my art goes. So
yeah. And what if you like had any like challenges over the years in your career?
Challenges, just like Matthew said, I'll disappear every now and then, but that's mostly because of just like other stuff that's not art related. But other than that, I always use art as an outlet, whether it be negatively or positively.
Yeah.
But no, like big challenges, not really.
Okay.
That mural was a pretty big one. The 4-story one.
Oh, that was a challenge in a good sense. That was definitely a learning process. Because I'd never paint anything that big. So my mentality was details. But in the end, when you take the final photo, you see maybe 10% of like what's on the actual mural, because everything is so detailed.
Yeah.
And so small. But in terms of like huge murals like that, it's better just to paint everything big. But it's cool because I enjoyed it, and the people who walk by and see like detailed photos, they get to see all the intricacy that was put into the project.
It's a little bit of like a tourist destination at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's always getting reposted now.
So that mural was definitely a learning process for sure.
Yeah. And for those who are, in Chicago right now, where can they find it, if you want to give them a location?
It's right near this cafe. So the easiest way to find it is you can Google Step Down Cafe. That's a cafe that's literally a block away from it. So if you go to that cafe, you pretty much, if you just look to the right when you're facing the cafe, you're going to see it immediately. That's like an actual like pinpointed location on Google Maps where they could find it. What are the cross streets are like?
Racine and 21st.
Yeah. So, but the actual cross streets, which is a block away from that cafe, is Racine. Is it Avenue? Racine Avenue.
Yeah.
Racine Avenue, and then West 21st Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the. Yeah, that was he was doing like this kind of a 1-story mural, and it was like a shared wall. This was like maybe 2 years ago, and I was just talking to him while he was doing it, and then I just remember that he said to me, I'd love to have my own wall at some point. I do a lot of shared walls, and that stuck with me. And so I was just jogging one day, and I see this huge wall, and I'm like, man, this thing is massive. It takes almost like a whole block up. And it was crazy to me that it was still there, still blank, and there's multiple galleries in Pilsen. I'm like, and no one's hit it up. So I contacted the building, and surprisingly, they responded, and we went back and forth, and they agreed to pay for the project basically, and yeah, we just got lucky, and then to this day we still work with the owner of that building, the owner of the business, and he just finished another wall recently. That we'll announce probably in like a month or so. That's in collaboration with that business. So for me, it was just really about like kind of going after a little bit of a request of his, but I don't know, when he saw the wall, he was, I think he was like, oh man, what did I get myself into with this request?
Yeah.
There's one thing if it's 2-story, but this one was so massive that we had to get a specialty lift, like not even a regular lift. This was like an all-terrain, like something you'd like find like a military style, like sort of like lift. It was wild. It just takes diesel gas. It was huge. So like, I had to learn a bit how to operate that. They had to learn how to operate that. And it was a cool process. It was a great learning experience though. And it's an impactful piece too. So yeah, I think he really killed that, man, and I'm proud of you, bro.
Bless, mess. So the city of Chicago, I mean, we've just been blessed to see an amazing documentary in, your guys' local NBA team, Chicago Bulls, and Michael Jordan, and his legacy's just exploded, you know what I mean? And he's an inspirational figure, and but we'll remember him in a phenomenally high way. How do you want to be remembered as an artist?
Oh, wow, that's a good question.
Oh man, was this in the email?
Let me just thought about it. So let me drive this one. Somehow, because I'm speaking to you guys from Chicago, but I'm going to talk about Jordan at one point. I don't know why, but
yeah, no, it's a big topic here, so
yeah,
it's all good.
Honestly, just like as an artist who did dope art, I don't really just in terms of like the bigger picture, just when they say or talk about me, be like, oh, he did some pretty dope art, and if that something comes out of their mouth, I think I did my job.
Yeah, for sure. Inspire people.
Yeah, inspire people for sure.
No, that's amazing. And what advice would you give to, up and coming artists? Even artists in your position who don't even want to be seen. What would be your advice to them as well?
Just to pretty much do them. Just keep on drawing, keep on sketching, whatever style you choose to take on. Just do it 100%.
I feel like when I hear that question too, I like take my witnessing Rawooh and how his career has kind of blossomed and what he's done to make it blossom. And not to answer a question for him, but I know that you've worked with a lot of great other artists too. So the networking aspect, like painting with Max and other artists like that, it's really made your street art like a whole nother level.
Well, yeah, surround yourself with people who are better than you, pretty much. You can learn. So yeah, every wall I paint, that's a collaborative effort. I learn always something. I'm always going to be a student of the game. So I'm never the type to look down at someone or be like, oh no, I don't need any help. If you have something I could learn from, I'm definitely going to be a sponge and take in all I can. So just never be satisfied and always learn from your peers and from others. Never be too, don't be too arrogant.
1,000%. 1,000%. Rawooh, thank you so much.
Stay humble, just stay humble.
Dude, this guy is so humble. It's crazy to me. I like see the stuff he makes. I'm like, man, I feel like I'd want to like just have a little bit of an ego if I made the stuff he makes, but he doesn't. He's like so low key about it. He'll crush like some canvas piece. Yeah. And then he'll just be like, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm like, dude, this is insane. And
humility is a big thing, you know what I mean? And the humble always get rewarded, but he understands himself, do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't sit in that ego, do you know what I mean? He knows this is what I've done, cool, there's more to come, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and just while we're talking to you right now, in between the questions, he's like drawing right now.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, and the piece is actually turning out pretty dope. Yeah, so
you gotta send me a picture of that, man.
Yeah, we can. But it just shows you that he just loves what he does, and I think it echoes to the level of success for any artist. Like, if you're always worrying about like where I'm at, where someone else is at, like you're gonna be in your own head, and you're probably never gonna be that satisfied. I mean, even though you shouldn't never be like super satisfied, you should always be hungry.
Yeah,
I think if you're just looking at from a monetary standpoint, you're always gonna be like in your head in a weird way. And every time I see Rawooh, he's just happy that he's drawing. He likes to draw. And the end goal isn't like, get rich, like be like the massively recognized artist. It's like, I like to draw. I'm going to keep drawing. I'm going to keep getting better. I'm going to critique my own work. And that's my evolution,
Amazing.
Is that a good way to say it, you think?
Yeah. I'm always, there's always a pen in my hand in my pocket. So anytime I get to work on my technical abilities to, just be a good draftsman, I think that always translates to bigger projects and paintings in general.
Some of the coolest pieces I've seen him do are on those like Post-it notes which he does those like in between his lunch break at work, and he'll post them up like a bunch of Post-it notes, and they're like great concepts for future pieces a lot of the time. And it's like it just shows that it's the love of the game.
Nah, that's wicked. But guys, man, thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you,
man. It's been a pleasure. Number 2 artist Replete collaboration.
Yeah, man, it's always good, to collab with you guys, bring your artists on board, as we discuss over DMs. You know what I mean? I'm definitely looking forward to, talking to more of your artists with you and just see, how the whole, platform works and how you guys are growing. But, Rawooh, thank you so much, man.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for even doing it, because you said no. You would have said no at some point, but you did it. So. I appreciate that.
It's funny. My sister called like 5 minutes before this, and when I told her what I was doing, she's like, "What? You hate those things?" and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But Matthew asked nicely, so I'm gonna do it.
There you go. But I appreciate it, man. So this is something special to me. So
Oh no, thank you. Likewise.
yeah, man. Where can they find you? Well, where can they find you if you don't disappear? So
Instagram, Rawooh, Rawooh.
okay.
Yeah, I'm usually I haven't really been posting in the past, but these past few months because of COVID, I've been posting a little bit more because I've had more free time. So, but yeah.
Yeah, he's been making some heat on the digital realm as well. So we just launched some prints that have been selling recently from him on
Okay.
not to plug myself hard on artistreplete.com.
Plug. You know what I mean? Yeah, even plug you to in your platform, man. You know, because you're doing some great stuff. You know, pushing, artists from your your local community. So I definitely salute.
Yeah,
you.
the cool thing that makes sense about this, us three talking right now is he does have some followers in the UK. We definitely have shipped a handful of prints over to the UK.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
And this will be a rare one when they hear it. The interview for the mystery artist, probably the only interview. So if I have the only interview, I'm happy with that. So
you do very well, man. I think he's gonna take a break from doing these probably for like a while.
That's all good. At least if they want their research and knowledge, it's from this one. So I'm happy about that.
For sure, man.
Yeah, man. All right, guys, man. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you again.
Thank you, man. Cheers.
All right, take care. We'll speak soon.
Peace.